what was that point for you? I mean, we can go back to the world of Fubu. You just got finished talking about selling hats in front of the Apollo. You know, you're talking about a clothing line. The hustle that goes into that is bar none, right? Like getting people to understand this is a brand, this is something you want. You get this brand, the brand becomes successful, you're winning. When did you get to a point where you said, yo, I want to educate other people on how to do this too? I want to start passing the baton.
You know what? It's odd because I was raised with that point. And yeah, when you think about it, we was all taught fight against each other, do this and that. So first of all, my father left when I was 10, never speak to him again. But my stepfather who came in my life happened to be of the Jewish faith. His brother was a lead attorney fighting for Mandela's freedom. And he told me, my stepfather, Jewish stepfather, said, never become the thing you're fighting against and be pro black but never anti anything else. So
Mm,
immediately I started to see that every solution or atrocity around the world, whether it is the Holocaust, apartheid, civil rights, was all collectively people of all colors fighting against an injustice. So I didn't come out this world like only thinking about the ignorant and the racist people. So now, number one, I started with that. Then uh, I
it's
went on tour.
huge.
I was on tour when I was 16 years old on the tour with the Fat Boys, and I was a roadie, and I was on tour with three separate guys. One said I'm going to be big in music. The other said I'm going to be big in videos, and the other said I'm going to be a big drug dealer, and I said I'm going to be big in fashion. So we helped each other. But you know who three of us? Well, we didn't help one of them. All four of us was me, Hype Williams, Irv Gotti, and our boy who said he's going to be the biggest drug dealer. He became the biggest drug dealer. That means that Hype wrote a movie about him called Belly, and his just got home after 30 years in jail. But the
Wow.
bottom line is we all set goals as young men, and we helped each other. Then Ralph McDaniels would help me put on videos in my stuff in videos. And I remember when I had $27, I went to the Magic Trade Show. I was standing there. I had no money to even enter the trade show. Carl can I walk by, and he said, I know who you are. You're one of those FUBU guys. I said, yeah. He was like, come inside the trade show. I'm going to introduce you to every single person that buys my product.
Wow.
Um, LL Cool J would wear my stuff and put it on the Gap ad. Russell Simmons would sit there and say, I'm going to hook you up. Spike Lee, who had his own
Wow.
brand, wrote a letter to me and said, I see you and let me help you. So I am a product of what the opposite of people think is African American mentors, white people who believed in me too, and people who believed in me. So I this world that everybody think, it's not what people think. If you are
Hmm.
doing something and it's infectious and you know you're doing it for the right reason, the right people will come around you and say, I got you, don't worry about it.
I love that. I love that. I love that you are vocal about being a product of a different environment. Vocal, more importantly, about the stance of help and like I guess you could say belief, right? For lack of a
Yeah.
better word. When you have people that just believe in the overall idea behind the thing that you want to do, their participation is different, right? You're talking about people supporting it not because of the check that was attached to it, but because of the rhyme and reason behind it, right? It's
Yeah.
it's you got real support talking about rappers, producers, powerful figures that just said, "Brother, I like you, and give me some, and I'll figure it out with you." And I want to introduce. I love the Carl Kanai stance, though.
Yeah.
I love Carl going, "Hey, man, come in here. I'm gonna introduce you to all these people that buy my stuff, support me, because ultimately these are people that you will need to know." That's the
Hmm.
important thing about our business and the world of relationships, the world of the politicking that goes into building meaningful relationships. It's not always about the gimme, gimme, gimme. Sometimes it's about the introduction that leads to the thing that we can do together. And it's also about not having the ego or feeling that one thing takes away from the next. Carl Kanai was very successful back then. For him to
Yeah.
do that to you and to do that for you, that's massive.
It's huge. It's huge,
Huge.
man. And
Shouts out to him.
he never called me and asked me for anything else. And I will forever, or LL or anybody else. And we did great stuff with them. But I will forever be a fan, and my line will always be open for them. And anytime you've ever heard me talk about them privately or publicly, and somebody say, "What about Coconut?" I'll be like, "Yo, you better fuck with him. He's good peoples." And
Mm,
so imagine if you run into 500 people talking about yo, and you already do, or other people. Yo, you need to fuck with them. It
hmm.
ain't about the interaction you have at first and this transaction. It's about how you nurture the relationships afterwards.